Coach, if you just want to start with an opening statement from tonight's game, and then we'll get into some questions.
Yeah. I mean, really proud of our kids. You know, sometimes, as I told them, you got to win ugly. And tonight was kind of an ugly game for us, and you know they just found a way. And I think that tells a lot about them, their character. You know how they handle the hard. We coach them really hard how they handle that. They just kept pushing and plugging away, and like I said, just found a way. So really proud of them.
Coach, I think coming into the night, Kansas City was really good at turning teams over. I mean, you guys had just faced Oral Roberts, who was the top Summit League team in turning teams over, and they were also good at grabbing offensive rebounds. And you guys only had 14 turnovers compared to 20, and you guys out-rebounded them 31-21 and grabbed 17 offensive rebounds to 7. So, like, what were you seeing out there on the court? Both what you learned from Thursday about not turning it over, strong passes, I think you mentioned after Thursday's game. What went into that tonight?
Yeah. You know, I think first and foremost, I mean, they play really freaking hard, you know, and we knew that. We thought they were probably a team that's played harder than anybody we've played this year. They're physical, they're scrappy, they're athletic, they rotate really well. So we knew going into that. I was a little disappointed that at the beginning, I mean, I think we gave up 5-0 boards in the first quarter or something like that. And we just weren't ready from the gates to match that, you know, and I think that that's something we got to understand when, you know, we tell them that they're going to play really hard, that we got to be ready to handle that. After we addressed it, I thought we really did a great job. I mean, 7 total, and we had 17, so that's a great, I mean, anytime you have that staff, you're giving yourself a chance to win.
Coach, you talked about trailing after 3 quarters, and then obviously things flipped in the fourth quarter. The poise that your team showed throughout to be able to step up when the moment came, is that something that can be coached, or is that something that a team has? And how have you seen this team, you know, have that, develop that? What has that been like?
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of their poise comes from like how they handle situations in practice, you know, and how we put them in really hard situations in practice, and they learn how to cope with that and how to manage that, how to respond to that more than anything, right? And you know, these kids, a majority of them have been here since freshmen, and they went through a lot of hard. So I think we're just getting better and better at it. And I told them, you know, one of the things that's very evident is we just stay the course. Like, we never get too high, we never get too low. And I think that's really important for a championship team. We just keep grinding, and that's what we got to keep doing.
And Maya, 2 years ago, Coach was just talking about that. What a difference 2 years makes.
Yeah.
Talk about the difference when you played this kind of game 2 years ago and playing this kind of tight game tonight.
Yeah, I think our mentality is a lot better going into this year compared to my freshman year. I think we all want to like compete as hard as we can every game and just show how much work we've put in since freshman year. And I think like our chemistry has gotten so much better, our energy, like our leadership, all from like top to bottom has just gotten tremendous, like a lot better than freshman year.
Maya, 17 points tonight, 6 of 9 from the field, 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. What was working for you tonight?
I think my teammates made really good passes. I thought in transition we were getting really good looks at like in to out threes, and I think all of our threes that we took this game were like really good shots. So I think that helps a lot.
Coaches, at this level, basketball is a game of adjustments. What adjustments did you make from first half to second half?
Yeah, honestly, I think we should have made more adjustments defensively. We weren't quite understanding how, you know, we wanted them to play defensively. They had a lot of kids that don't shoot it so well. They have one kid that shoots the heck out of it that we were not supposed to ever leave. And we just weren't able to make that adjustment for some reason today. We talked a lot about it. So I don't know, we'll have to go back and watch film and figure out kind of, you know, what they were thinking and why we weren't able to adjust on that. But again, I think when it comes down to it at the end, when we need to make some plays, I thought we were able to make some plays defensively.
Coach, your newcomers this season, especially these past couple of games, made such a big impact tonight, obviously. Alicia Jones, can you just talk about just how big that is when you have a team full of, you know, faces that are returning, and also on top of that, you also have newcomers stepping in, making big impacts as well?
Yeah, I think it's big. You know, I think you saw today, obviously, Alicia, and she's a veteran in regards to she's been through college, so she's got a little bit more maturity with her. I think our freshmen are still really freaking good. I don't know if they would have been ready for a game like this yet, but I still think they're really good. I think what it allows them to do is to grow, right? And to be able to get out there and learn some things. hopefully take that in a positive way and continue to grow, because the fact is, I mean, we need them. You know, we got to be able to play deeper. We can't play kids 30 minutes a game and, you know, at the end of the year have the legs that we need, especially this group when they've already got so many minutes under them. So hopefully they can take some really good things from this and can continue to grow, because, you know, we believe in them as coaches.
Maya, what's it like? You go off for 17 tonight, but Bert goes off for 24. Ellie went off for 20 against Baylor. What's it like that any of you could have a big night on any given night?
I think it makes our team a lot more like threatening to other teams, knowing that like 1 through 5, or even like our 1 through 7, honestly, our top like, players could all have 20 points either night. Like whoever is like hitting open shots and things like that, it just makes our team really deep and really competitive to play against.
I think your guys is next. I'm looking at the schedule. You guys don't have a home game for another month
I
now.
know.
So, first off, you know, what kind of challenges are you going to have to navigate being away from here for so long? And then also, you know, what are you looking forward to specifically about the trip to Hawaii?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's going to be the challenge. You know, we're playing 3 games there and 3 really talented teams, back to back to back. And then, honestly, we travel home. We'll get home at 4 p.m. on Monday. We'll wake up, and on Tuesday at 10 a.m. we're flying to Des Moines. So, you know, for 11 o'clock game the next day. So it's going to be a really, really big challenge for our kids. You know, I'm excited. I think, you know, this group, like, if we want to continue to grow and get better, we have to put them in those situations, right? And so that they can learn something. And so I'm excited to see where we're at, how they handle all that, how they manage all that. I mean, obviously, you know, it's also important to me that when we go to Hawaii, they get some experience there. I mean, basketball is important, but I don't want it to be all about basketball. And so we have at least one day that they're going to have some time. Now, if they get sunburned, they're in trouble. But we're going to give them some time out there. We just know, you know, we feel like we have a mature group, so that when it's time to lock in for film and time to lock in for practice, they're going to be able to do that.
And Maya, kind of piggybacking off of that for you and the rest of your teammates, how do you mentally prep for that now that that's the next step up?
Yeah, I think the first step was looking at all of our final stuff. So we have all of our classes planned out and days that we're missing. So I think basically everyone has like set dates that they're finishing their files and things like that. And then we've all talked about what we're gonna pack already. So that's good. But I think basketball-wise, it's kind of like tournament time, I guess is what it feels like. Like when we went to the tournament last year. So I think it's kind of like having the same mentality we went there, like playing games and just staying the course, preparing every game like we do the last. So